another week. We're here.
Are we?
We are.
Okay. Just making sure.
How was your Mother's Day?
It was good. It was good. It was pretty chill. Didn't do too much. We went to my uncle's house and
I seen the boys got in the pool.
girl, and they was cold. They was cold. I told them, I said, enter at your own risk.
Yeah.
And they were like, Mama, it's okay. Look, it feels hot. I said, it feels hot out here. But in there, it hasn't had the opportunity to warm up yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's still cold.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they got in, and let me tell you, their lips were shivering.
Were they blue?
But they was getting there. But my oldest stayed in there the whole time. Like, he went home wet.
Girl.
Yeah. Whereas Gordo was like, Mama, I'm cold. I'm good. Like, I would just want to chill out here. Yeah, he was like, I want to change. So
that's Dalen. Dalen will get in. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. He's like, it's fine. He likes the pool. He likes water. So yeah, that would be Dalen to jump in, even though, like, yeah, he'll sit there like, it's okay. It's fine. Be shivering. It's okay. Yeah, I'll warm up eventually.
They're like, Mama, you want to get? Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Yeah. We didn't do too much either. We were at the house all day. We didn't, I mean, didn't really do nothing.
But just closer to the mic, ma'am.
Can you hear me now?
No, I can hear you. Yes.
But yeah, we really didn't do nothing. I slept in and we just hung out. That's it.
That's cool. It's pretty a chill Mother's Day weekend. That's how I like it.
It was beautiful though.
Yeah,
it was a beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't cold. It wasn't hot. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we hit like 100 degrees the other day.
Make no sense. It made no sense. It was 70 on Sunday, and then literally like 2 days later, it jumps 30 degrees.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. And then yesterday was so humid.
It's still humid, isn't it? I haven't really been outside.
No, yeah, it's humid now. So yesterday was bad though. Like, it was really bad. We went to go run errands. I was out for like 2 hours maybe. And Dalen's a hot boy. I've said this over and over again. Dalen is a hot boy. Walking from the door to the truck,
he's sweating.
That's how humid it was.
Girl, the boys walk home from school every day, and they get here, and I'm usually working, right? And they come into the office, and they tell me hi, and they're just like sweaty monkeys.
Gross.
And I'm like, they smell like sweaty boys, and I'm like, you know, I'm barely like giving them a little peck, and I'm just like, okay, y'all need to go cool down and something, because y'all smell like
and boys. You know what? And Dalen will jump in bed like that. I'm like, okay, go. I'm like, that's disgusting. Don't do that. Yeah. Go wash your ass. Because that's disgusting. Now I gotta wash your sheets. And yeah. But after it rained yesterday, it cooled down. We were outside, and I was like, this is a huge difference from earlier in the day. It was hot, humid, gross, couldn't breathe. Then it rained, and the wind picked up, and it felt good outside. So
yeah, that's Texas for you. I seen a TikTok the other day of some girls saying how people were warning her from moving from Cali. It's always California people moving to Texas.
Texas is full, y'all. Don't come here.
Yeah, it's full. And she's
like, over capacity. Somebody called the fire marshal.
No kidding. And she was saying how people warned her about the weather and how it gets hot, and she's like, I don't understand what y'all are complaining about. Like, she's out like taking a jog, and this was before the 100-degree weather hit, and the comments were like filled with people from Texas talking about, ma'am, we're only in May.
Yeah.
We're only in May.
We haven't got hot yet.
Yeah, we're only in May. Wait till end of July, beginning of August, when we're in the dead middle of the summer.
Our heat is so much different. Like, when we went to Vegas and it was like 110, it was a dry heat versus the humidity over here is like an oven you can't breathe in. Over there, when we went to Vegas and it was 110, I mean, it was
different.
It was hot, but it wasn't uncomfortable.
You're not feeling sticky.
Yeah.
Here, if you're a curly hair baddie and you straighten your hair, It's
yesterday. My son, my oldest, he was like, "Oh, you got nappy ass hair." I said, "Mind your goddamn business." I said, "Do you see can you feel the humidity outside?" I was like, "I have no control over this."
My hair is straight. I straightened out my hair, but I haven't been outside either.
Yeah. So. And he told me this after I got back from running my errands. I was like, first of all, I've been out for like 2 hours in this humidity. Just mind your business. I was like, I need to take a shower. Like, I can't help it. I was like, I can't help it. It's just.
All right. We want to take a drink before they get hot. And so we've got the famous. I don't know if I can open this shit. Hold on.
You know, you got to cover this on the tiki-taki.
Oh, well.
I know, I'm over here like, heck, okay, and then also before we get into the seriousness of today's topics, but let me tell you, while we're sitting here opening up some buzz balls, god damn it,
I might have to go.
We over here struggling. So
I didn't think about our nails in this thing.
Where's Heidi? I got it.
I think I got mine too.
Oh, that is struggling. So let me tell you a buzz ball story.
Okay, go ahead. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, so. Okay. So last weekend, Mother's Day weekend. Was it that weekend or the weekend before? I don't know. Anyways, point is me and hubby had gone out, and whenever we were heading back home, in my head, I wanted to keep drinking, right? So we bought some tall boys, and I was like, you know what? Let me get some buzz balls. Ma'am. And hers is gone that fast. Okay, and I got 2 buzz balls, one for me, one for him, because, I mean, we were going to continue partying. Well, when we got home, that didn't happen. We went to sleep, okay? So, our garage fridge has the liquor, the beer, and also has my energy drinks. Well, during the week, I got up in the morning, got ready for work, and I went back there to go grab my Celsius for the day. Mm-hmm. And I noticed my buzz balls were missing. And I was like, what the fuck? So I call my son. I'm headed to work. He's already headed to work, and I already know he's driving. And it was like right before he was getting, because he has to be at work at 7. And I think it was like 6:55. And I call him. I'm like, I'm going to beat your ass. And he's like, why? What'd I do? I said, did you take my buzz balls? And he was like, no. I was like,
of course not.
I was like, well, they're not there. He was like, the 2 red ones, right? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, they're there. I said, well, I just went in the fridge to go grab my energy drink, and they're not there. And he was like, I didn't take them. I was like, are you lying? He was like, no, Mom. He was like, I might have stole a Dos Equis, but I didn't drink your buzz balls. I said, am I tripping? Was I like that sleepy and out of it that I didn't notice it? But I wasn't even like sleepy. I had already been up. I was already on my way out, you know?
Yeah.
I said, when I get home, I'm going to check to see if they're there. And he was like, I didn't take them, I promise. I was like, okay, whatever. I forgot about it. And then like the next day, my mom was like, we were standing outside. My mom was like, oh, I replaced your margaritas. I said, what are you talking about? She was like, yeah, your margaritas that you had in the fridge. I was like,
your mama took your buzz balls.
Yeah, I was so confused. I was like, what? I didn't have no marg. What are you talking about? She was like, yeah, the little red ones. I was like, my buzz balls. And she was like, yeah, whatever they're called, those things. I said, Mom, I got onto Junior's ass so bad because I was like, I know you took, because like that's what everybody's drinking right now. My mom has never had a buzz ball, so I was like, you drink them? She was like, yeah, but I bought 2 more and I replaced them. I said,
when was she lit? Because them buzz balls are strong.
Exactly. I said, did you drink both of them? She was like, well, not at the same day. I said,
oh, okay.
I said, okay, Mom, because you don't need to be drinking both. She was like, no, but they help me sleep. I like them. I was like, girl.
My grandma be like that too. My grandma, she likes the Cayman margaritas.
Yeah.
And she likes the ones in the bottles.
Uh-huh.
Not the canned ones. She prefers the one, she'll drink the ones in the can, but she prefers the one in the bottles. And anytime she comes over or something, or even if I go over there, I'll try to take her some, or if she's over here, I'm like, it is una margarita? And she'll be like, sometimes she tells me no, but then there's times she's like, she loves her a good margarita.
Yeah.
And like you said, it helps her sleep. And she's got issues. I get my sleep issues from her. Uh-huh. So when she has one of those, it helps her sleep.
Yeah. It was just a whole. So since then, there's always Buzz Balls in the fridge now.
Has she tried the blue one?
No.
Might need to try.
I think she's trying different kinds because I've seen all kinds of colors. And the only reason I got the red ones is because they didn't have the blue ones. But yeah. Like, so she's hooked on Buzz Balls right now, and yeah, that's her thing. But she'll sip it. She'll sit there and just sip it and sip it. She'll probably have it for like an hour. One little Buzz Ball.
Oh, she don't down it like I just did.
No, ma'am. I can't even imagine if she did. I'd probably have to carry her to bed.
Probably.
So,
but this is my thing. If I'm gonna, especially a Buzz Ball, because two, and I am feeling. You see, not that I'm like different drunk. I'm just a lot more loose, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I'm not so much in my head, because me being the anxious, ADHD, all the fucking alphabet things that you can think of Cindy has, my mind pushes it away. Always,
you forget.
Yeah, my brain is just always like running a million miles an hour. And so when it really won't do like much to me, so I might step away in a second and go get another one. But two will get me like, yeah, But
yeah, that's why I only bought one for myself. And I was like, girl,
I've only done, I think, 4 in like a 4-hour span, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe it was less than that. I don't know. It was when I was moving out of Red Oak to Burleson the first time.
Yeah.
And I was so tired, and I just felt like getting drunk, and so
she said I felt like getting drunk.
Going through some things at the time.
Yeah.
And so and then I was just like, but that was before the blue ones came out. That was years ago. So that was when it was just like the green, the red, the chocolate.
And I'm not even a big Buzz Ball person, but I know they're strong. That's why
I like them, because I can't drink a lot. Because since I lost the weight, like, I get full fast.
Yeah.
And so, because my stomach has shrunk so much, I can't have a beer. Beer, I used to drink beer. Yeah. Beer will just bloat me. And then I have half a beer, and then I can't drink anymore. And I'm like, shit, I didn't even catch a buzz.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I started drinking the Buzz Balls, because they're so concentrated in liquor, and you catch a buzz like quick.
I mean, if you're knocking them back like you,
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with a little drinkity drink.
Yep. True.
All right. What else we got going? My son had finally. I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast. So he's had issues with ingrown toenails. This is my oldest, and his dad has had the same issue when he was younger. I had it a little bit, but mine, like, I didn't, I guess, fix mine until I was an adult. So about a year ago, he was having issues. I took him to the doctor, to his pediatrician. He had an infected ingrown toenail. They gave him antibiotics, yada, yada, yada. They referred him to a general surgeon at one of the hospitals here. And we went to the general surgeon. He was like, well, and I told him what they did to his dad, where they basically removed the sides and then killed the nail on the side so it won't grow back anymore that way.
Right.
And he was like, oh, we don't do that anymore. We
Wait,
don't
what?
do that anymore. That traumatizes the kids. And I was like, okay, like, I was just telling you what they did to his dad, and it worked. You know? He goes, oh, no, that traumatizes the kids. We don't do that anymore. And I was like, okay, well, what do you do? He goes, what we can do is we'll remove the toenail completely on both of them, and it should grow back. And the thing is, he made me feel like a shitty parent, because he was like, it had to have been the way that you trimmed it, like the way that you cut it. You cut it wrong, and so it grew the wrong way, and that's what's causing it. And then he goes, so if we remove the toenail completely, and when it grows back, it'll grow back fine. Just trim it straight across. And he's like giving me like lessons on how to trim his toenails. And I was like, so I was like, okay, you know. And then I felt bad because I was like, shit, I'm causing my son like this pain and everything. And I was like, okay, let's do the procedure. He had to get put under anesthesia. All this, it was like a surgery.
Yeah.
So then his toenail starts growing back again. It's almost fully like grown back, but not quite. It's not enough to trim yet.
Yeah.
And it's getting fucking infected again. He's getting another damn ingrown toenail. So that was my like validation that it wasn't me.
Yeah.
And so then I take him back to his pediatrician. No. I'm sorry. I went back to the general surgeon, and he was like, huh. Well, are you soaking his feet okay. I'm not like, so he has to soak his feet every day for the rest of his life to avoid ingrown toenails?
What normal person does that?
Exactly. Mind you, a 10-year-old. And so I'm like, well, no, but if we need to do that, I guess we can. I was like, is that the only thing? And he goes, well, there's nothing else that I can do. That's all that I can do. And I was like, he goes, maybe you just need to go see a podiatrist. And I was like, well, why didn't you recommend that to begin with?
When you said general surgeon, I was kind of like, huh?
Well,
because my immediate thought was a podiatrist.
Well, because the hospital we went to, they don't have a children's podiatrist.
Yeah.
And so that's why they recommended the general surgeon. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, when he said that, I was just like, okay, whatever. So then I found a podiatrist. We went to the podiatrist because he's been having issues, my poor baby. And he's a soccer player, and he loves, this is his first season playing soccer, and he's loved it so far.
Yeah.
And so, but he's like, Mama, I know I can do better, but my toes hurt.
Oh, poor baby.
And so I'm like, and his feet are always like red and sensitive to touch. And yeah. I'm like, okay, this is no way for my son to be living.
Yeah.
And so we found a podiatrist, a family podiatrist, and I called and I said, hey, do y'all take kids? And they're like, yeah. So made the appointment, and luckily they had like they're open one Saturday a month, and so got them in yesterday. And so my son was asking questions. He was like, Mama, what are they gonna do? And I said, baby, I really don't know.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know if they're just gonna look and then maybe schedule something later, or if they're gonna be able to do it today. He was like, Mama, I hope they can just do it today. I'm tired of my toes.
He just wanted to get it over with.
Yes. And I told him, I said, baby, if they do it today, I just want you to be prepared. I said, because they're going to have to put a shot in your toe. I said, and that hurts. And he goes, Mama, I just want it over with. Oh, that's how much my son was like hurting.
Yeah.
And so we go, and he was such a great doctor. Dr. Bender, I think it was. I don't want to get that wrong, but I hope that's right. And he's in Oak Cliff. And so we went, and that's the first thing Marcelo asked. Can you do it today?
Really?
And the doctor was like, I can. He was like, unless you want to drag this out. He was a jokester. He was joking the whole time with him. And he was like, no, I want to do it today. And he was like, okay. And he did. And I told the doctor, I said, do you know that he went to a general surgeon, and the general surgeon wouldn't do what you're about to do? He was like, why? And I said, because they told him it was traumatizing. He says, what's more traumatizing to a 10-year-old? Getting the procedure done in one visit, or being in pain for the rest of his life?
Exactly.
And I said, you are the doctor for us.
And then having to put him under to remove the entire toenail.
Yeah.
That's not traumatizing?
Exactly.
So, ass backwards.
Yeah. So I would say long story short, but I've already gone through that story. He got the procedure done yesterday. He is feeling great today.
Good, yay him.
The doctor. This just shows the kind of character that the doctor was. He made Ninja Turtles on his big toe. It was so cute. I'll have to
wait. What? How? What did he do?
Let me show you a picture. Hold on. Look, because this phone is just I'm just looking at the live.
You're just watching this.
Yeah. I can show you a picture.
With the Band-Aid?
Yeah, with the gauze. He made it so freaking cute. Look at that. Look at the little Ninja Turtles on his toes.
Oh my goodness. That is cute.
So cute. So cute.
That's funny. I love it.
Yeah.
But Cindy, hold on. Your nails are really cute, actually.
Thank you. They're a little bit more me.
They're not so plain.
They're not so plain. Even so, Brittany. So I had my appointment with Brittany, I think Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. I don't remember. And I had already picked out the design. Like I'd already seen it, and I sent it to Brittany, and she was like, "Okay, this is more you." She's like, "It's not like the last set that I did." She goes, "It's not crazy." She goes, "I think the problem was why you didn't like the last set is because you went from something so
out there
and drastic to something so plain, like as basic as you can get."
You went from 100 to 0 instead of from 0 to 100.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And so this set I can deal with 100% more. Like it's cute, but it's still simple.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it's cute. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Still got the designs, but it's still like a French tip. With some designs.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna have to put like some charms or something on it, but then I was like, Cindy, you know damn well you don't like you like it for like a day or two max, and then you get tired of them because I play with my hair a lot and they get caught in my hair and then I get pissed off. So yeah,
I lost one of mine already. I'm so angry because it's only been a week since I've had mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost the big one on this one. See?
Oh yeah.
I was like, why did it have to be the big one?
You and the neon, like that's Tina right there.
Yeah, neon. I want you to see me from like 10 miles away.
Yeah,
and I'm already thinking about my birthday set. I haven't even.
What are we doing for your birthday? You said you wanted to go.
I'm not going nowhere. I wanted to go to Miami for my birthday, but I'm not.
We're not going nowhere.
No,
are we going out? Are we doing anything?
Actually, factually, I'm thinking about going to WinStar for my birthday.
Okay.
Get in a room there.
I've never been to WinStar.
You've never been?
I've never been.
I've been to WinStar a million times, but I've never stayed the night.
We've talked about going, but I've never been.
Yeah.
And Paul's never been. So
the rooms are expensive. That's why I've never stayed the night because I'm like, God damn, these rooms are fucking expensive.
Really? Mm-hmm. Like how much?
Like $600.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
They're fucking expensive. That's why I've never.
Maybe we're not staying the night. Maybe we're driving home.
Look, I've looked it up and I talked about it because I was like, well, if I was going to Miami, I would be spending what 2, 3, 4 times that money,
probably.
And so I was like, I was talking to hubby about it. He was like, "Do it. We've never done it. It's for your birthday. We're not just doing it just for the fuck of it." And I was like, "True." I still haven't booked it because I was trying to make it make sense in my head. Like, can I afterpay this to make me feel better?
Okay, let me know a date. We'll look at it, and
I think because my birthday's on a Tuesday, so it's gonna be the weekend after. Yeah, because I have to work. I think it's the 28th, the weekend of the 28th.
I gotta see if we're gonna have the twins. Hold on.
Because I have to work the weekend before on the 21st. I mean, I guess I could still go. I don't know yet. I'm not sure.
Look at you. I'm over here asking for dates, and you're giving me maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't figured it out because I still haven't even booked it.
The
June 24th.
The 24th.
I think the Saturday before is the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I want to go at least once because I've never been, and I want to. I'm a water.
The 21st would work better for me. I'm just saying.
I'm a water girly, so I like being in the water. So I want to go to their pool, and I've heard
I'm down
good things. We might do the 21st then, because even if I have to work, The latest I'm gonna get out is 4 o'clock. That's plenty of time because I think check-in's probably like at 4 o'clock anyway.
Probably.
So yeah, I might still do it the 21st. I just haven't booked it.
Let's do it.
Okay, it's done.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, it's done.
I'll tell Paul.
This is what we're doing.
We're going to Windstar. He'll be down for it.
I think we've talked about it before. I'm a gambler. I'm a fun gambler. Like, I'm not a serious, like, angry. I go with however much money I say, okay, this is what I'm going to gamble. When I lose it, I lose it. If I win it back, cool.
Oh, you're so much better. Oh, by the way, Heidi, you're going to be watching The Boys. If you're watching, you're going to be watching The Boys.
Mark yourself down on the calendar.
Yeah. She took Gordo to his soccer game.
Oh, okay.
That's why she's not here. There's a reason why I do not live in Las Vegas, or I would be homeless and broke if I lived in Las Vegas. I gamble, but I don't like little penny slots. Don't do it for me. I want to roll some craps.
Oh no.
And play some big. See? I want to bet big and win big.
If I bet big and lose big, I'm going to be angry.
So I'm going to tell you a funny story really quick. We got to get into today's topic.
I know.
Really quick. Funny story. When Paul and I got married many years ago, before we got divorced.
Before we made our circle back.
Yeah. We went on a cruise for our honeymoon. On the cruise, there's a casino on the cruise, on the ship, right? He's such a patient, like, better. Like, he will watch the table, make little $5 bets. Smart. He's a smarter better. Yes, that's.
Oh my god, that sounds smart.
And then then he tells me, and I'm just standing there, and I'm just like, oh, I want it. It's just driving me insane that he's just making these little small bets, but he's winning, but small. Right? And so he's like, hey, and he was like up maybe like $125 ish. He was like, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. Just keep doing what I'm doing. I'll be right back. And I was like, okay. My opportunity.
What does Cindy do?
Wait. There was this.
I'm like, what does Cindy do?
There was this guy there. He had on a cowboy hat. He was this older white gentleman. And everybody was calling him Big Tex. Okay?
Okay.
Big Tex was making these bets that I was like, I didn't know what the hell he was betting. He was saying words. I can't remember. I know one of them was YOLO. I don't know what it meant, but I was telling the craps dealer, I was like, I want to bet YOLO. He was like, okay, got you. Paul just went to the bathroom and came back. By the time he came back, gone. All his winnings were gone.
Cindy.
I kid you not. Till this day, that man gives me such a hard time.
I want to, whatever he said, me too.
Me too. Basically, I was just repeating what Big Tex said. Mind you, Big Tex had like $3,000 on his little thing, whereas we had
125.
125.
She bet all her little money.
I did. Okay, that was my quick story. But
no, I'm a fun gambler. I just do it just for the fun of it, and hey, that's it.
Yeah.
Like I'm you know this saying, scare money don't make money? Well, I'm scared money because I don't want to lose my money.
See, that's my thing. Like, I want to hit big.
You know what me betting big is? I bet $20. That's big for me.
No, that's not big. Big is like $100.
No.
At least.
I can't do it. It's $100.
$100 in one hit.
Fuck no. Can't do it, Cindy. So if we go to Windstar, we won't be sitting next to each other.
Well, we will. We just won't be placing the same bets. Okay. And I might be done a lot faster.
Well, I'm still there. Yay, I won $10. You're gonna be like,
exactly.
Can I borrow some?
Yeah. Let me get a little $5 coin there. All right. So we said we wanted to talk about. Well, we were debating on what kind of true crime we wanted to discuss, but let's face it. There's only one true crime that is all over, all of social media, right now, and that is Mr. P. Diddy himself.
Yep.
So while I've been working, I've been like scrolling on different lives because the trial is going on right now.
Yeah.
And
this is only week 1.
Yeah, this is only week 1.
So we may cover this again.
Yeah.
I think this week is one of the biggest weeks, obviously, because Cassie took the stand.
This is, and I was shocked because I was going into these lives on TikTok where people are discussing the trial and what's being said and whatnot. And there's people dogging the hell out of Cassie. And you and I we said we wanted to talk about it, and then we were like, okay, talk to you later. Bye. Because I don't know where you stand on this, and you don't know where I stand on it. But what I've seen is so many people attacking Cassie about this. But what people don't seem to or aren't grasping is that Cassie's not on trial here. Right. This is not a matter of, who's right, Cassie or Diddy. That's not what we're discussing. What we're discussing is the reason she's testifying is because she is a character witness. Mm-hmm. That's what the prosecution is using her for, is to make Diddy look like a horrible person. Mm-hmm. So the question really lies, is Diddy guilty of, we already know he's guilty of domestic violence. We've all seen the video. Yeah. Like, that's not what he's on trial for, though. He's on trial for the trafficking, for racketeering, all of that. It's not the crimes that he's committed against Cassie, because that has been settled. They settled that civilly in civil court. Mm-hmm. She got some money from it, whatnot. She didn't press charges, and she has said why she didn't press.
I think they're making it a big deal. I guess, I don't know. I guess people on Diddy's side, I think that's why they're making it a big deal of Cassie's not innocent. And it's like, they're trying to make it seem like he is innocent for everything that he did and put her through. And I don't know. I have so many feelings, because I'm like, people are attacking her, but if you've never even been in a situation that she was in, or even close to that situation, you're not going to understand why she willingly participated in these freak-offs. You know what I'm saying?
I believe that Cassie deeply loved this man.
They are 17 years apart. Me and my son,
I didn't realize the age difference, but
they're 17 years apart.
I think she loved him.
I think so too. I think he took advantage of her.
Very much. The reason she loved him so much, and she said she still has love for the man. Yeah. The reason for that, though, is because she was groomed. Exactly. She was so young. And I don't care if she was of legal age. Yes, she was of legal age, but this is my issue. Do you trust I think she was 19 at the time when she met him.
She was 19.
Do you trust a 19-year-old to make big decisions in their life? Are they of legal age? Yes. 18 is legal. But at 19 years old, think back to when you were 19. Were you making the best decisions for your life?
And like I said, I can't help but to compare it to me and my son. I'm 36. My son is 19. So this is the same situation. They're 17 years apart. I couldn't even imagine myself at this age dating a 19-year-old. What can a 19-year-old do for me? You know what I'm saying? We're not in the same mindset, maturity level.
Not at all.
I've experienced so much more than you have. You're just starting your life. Like you said, I don't care if she was of legal age. He took advantage of her through and through, and I bet she fell in love with this guy. Everybody knew who he was. He was popular. He was big. He was successful. He had money. He could help her jumpstart her career. Like, she just, yeah. He very much took advantage of her. I do think that she was in love with him. Honestly, I think that she's not completely healed from her trauma. Because
100%.
The way that she still feels about him deep down, it's like, how can you still love someone like that? Like, no, she's not in love. She has a husband. She's about to give birth to her third child, but everything that he put you through, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She's still not healed. And
people are dogging her so much. Oh, well, she just liked it. There's some people that just like that kind of stuff. That's their kink and da 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 da.
I mean, well, that's true.
Yeah,
but
100% that's true. But she was 19 when she was introduced to this lifestyle.
Right.
So that's all she knows, essentially. Mm-hmm. So, that's going to be like a turn on for her. And she wanted to please her man.
Right.
And that's one thing that I think differentiates men from women. Because women, when we are truly in love with somebody, we will do anything within our means to make sure our man is happy.
We're nurturers.
Yes, that is in our nature.
Yep.
We want to please our man by any means necessary.
Yeah.
And so I think,
and she was scared to lose him too.
Yeah,
she didn't want him going back to his ex, and she said that, like, he would spend holidays with his ex and his kids, but without her. And it's like, yeah, so she felt threatened. Like, I don't want to lose him, so whatever I got to do to keep you and keep you happy and keep you around, she did, of course. And then he held her career in his hands. So it's like,
yeah,
she didn't want to lose him. She didn't want to lose her career. So, of course, she willingly participated in these things. And, of course, what are you going to do? Tell him, oh, okay, fine, I'll do it. But, no, because that's going to piss him off. Mm-hmm. You know, so, of course, she's going to be like, yeah, I love it. I want to make you happy. Let's do it. Of course, she's going to say, let's do it. I want to. Of course. Like, it just makes sense. And so, for everybody throwing her
text messages,
dragging her through the mud, come on now, you have to think about it.
So you and I see eye to eye on this. I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry that her husband has to hear everything that went on between the two of them. I don't know if I'd be in the courthouse. I mean, he's there supporting her.
I get that. But they made him leave.
Yeah.
They made him leave.
Yeah, because it's just too much.
I can't even. But Diddy's kids were there too. Like, I mean.
So I talked to my daughter about this, and at first I said, because she was like, well, they're so young. Like, what if he did? And I was like, what if he did it to his daughters?
Right.
But then I started thinking, I was like, you know what? I guarantee you he didn't do it to his daughters. What is the main thing? Okay, so when you see a pedophile out there, when you hear about them, and it's usually when somebody's gone through some sort of SA, it's always usually somebody they know at a young age, yada yada yada. He doesn't have to do it to his own. Because he's rich, because he has connections, he can get other people, other young girls. So he doesn't have to, like, his daughters never had to endure that.
Yep.
If he was broke, if he was a nobody.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that.
His daughters would be experiencing it. I'm sorry to say, but that is the truth. The reason
that's what saved them is his money.
that's the reason that people get caught now. Well, and not the reason they get caught, but that's the reason they use people who are close to them, because they are not rich. They can't just go get anybody. They can't keep anybody quiet.
Right.
So they're using who is closest to them, and using, the family thing, the whatever.
My thing is too, sorry, aside from all that, is everybody that was involved that knew, like, that kept quiet.
Yeah.
Over some money. They were kept quiet because
money
they were paid.
Is the devil behind everything.
Like, what? I mean, obviously I can say, like, you can't pay me enough to just be quiet, but that's what I'm saying right now. But if I was really put in that position, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I was paid millions of dollars to be quiet, would I?
That's hard. It's hard because,
like, I feel like I'm gonna say no. Like, no.
We can say no, but I consider us middle class people. Like, we pay our rent, we have our, like, we're not struggling, so to say. So we're able to say, I think that we're middle class people. But we have debt. We have, our bills to pay.
Yeah.
So to sit there and say, if somebody was to come to you and say, hey, you just saw so and so do this, here's $5 million. We don't want you to go to the press. We don't want you to go, say what you saw.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to sign this NDA.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to say that I would say no, but at the same time,
right.
like I said, we're middle class people, and $5 million can do.
You know what I can do with that? Yeah. So it's like, I want to say, like, I would be like, no, but would I really? I don't know. That's hard. But then also, what about the other celebrities that were involved?
Now, I say they have no excuse.
Yeah.
Because they got money.
Were they just scared?
The thing is, they're scared. So this is where I think the whole, like, thing comes into play, where he purposely drugged or made sure they were in some sort of state of mind that he was able to get video or some sort of blackmail against a lot of people, to where he's able to use it against them.
Mm-hmm.
And able to manipulate people and blackmail people. I mean, when you're a person that's got so much money and so many connections, like, there's no telling, like, how limitless their pool is,
Yeah.
So
I just, like you said, I think there's no excuse for these other celebrities to just be quiet. Like, what if that was your sister?
Yep.
What if that was your daughter? What if that was your mom?
And I don't think people think about it like that. Mm-hmm. Me, I think about that daily. I hear people telling me stories, and I automatically think about my kids.
Right,
like,
exactly.
What if that was my son?
Mm-hmm.
Why other people don't think like that, I don't know, but it's crazy.
I mean, the things that they say about Hollywood, I believe, and it's scary because, right, you think about an American dream or whatever, you want the best for your kids, and if your kid wants to get into acting, it's like, it's scary. I would
love to put my youngest in acting because he's so much like me. He's very animated, like I am, and so I'd love to put him in acting, but then I don't, because I'm like,
Hollywood is scary.
Yeah, what is he going to be subject to? And I'm going to use him as an example because he was at such a young age pulled into this industry. Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah.
Now, there's many things being said that what he was used for by Diddy, but his camp is saying, oh, he was in no way, abused or whatever by Diddy.
Of course.
But it's because of his reputation. He doesn't want his reputation anyway tarnished.
Right.
And if it comes out that Diddy did something to him in some way, some sort of SA act or whatever.
I think he did.
I think he did 100%.
Mm-hmm. I think he did for sure.
But just think of how that would affect his reputation, which is sad because this kid, and I call him a kid because I'm in my 40s and he's like in his 20s. So
yeah, but okay, same thing with Cassie. Their career is in his hands. It's like, of course they're gonna not say nothing, you know, because they don't want their career to just.
But now look at this kid, man, whatever, Justin Bieber. He's broke now. Broke, and I'm not gonna go off on a whole thing because I really don't like his wife. I really don't. I think she's. Never mind. I'm not even. That's a whole other episode. But he has gone through so much. But this guy is clearly going through some things. He's broke. He's not happy. I don't care what you can.
No, you can
see
all over his face.
Is not happy. He has been through some things, and that's because of the industry.
Yeah.
Whether or not Diddy did or didn't, y'all know what I'm saying? Did or didn't.
Diddy did or did it not?
Yeah. Is besides the point. He went through something.
Yeah, for
whether
sure.
It was by the hands of Diddy or maybe his entourage, maybe Justin's own entourage. I don't know. We will probably never know.
Just the industry itself.
The industry itself is so tainted. And I feel bad for these kids. That's why I'm just like, do I really want to put my, like, not saying that my son would like automatically go to Hollywood. It's a rough industry.
Right. But the thought of it, the thought of the possibility. Like my son, my oldest one, you remember when I haven't seen it lately or more recently. I don't know. But you remember when they used to have like the Disney auditions a lot? Okay, well, one of the times when they came to Dallas, I took my oldest and he got chosen, and one of the Disney stars was there. I think like from Zack and Cody or whatever, one of these shows. They were there and they gave their experience, and and my son got chosen, and I don't know what made me change my mind and not move forward with it. Oh, I think I had to pay for his portfolio to get started. He got chosen, and they're like, okay, this is how much you have to pay, like, for his portfolio, and this is what it's going to guarantee, and so and so will get 10% of this every booking he gets.
And Tina was like, nah, I think we're good.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm a single mom. I'm good. No, thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I think about that. Like, what if I did? And what if he made it big? What if he was a big Hollywood actor? Like, would he be one of those like hooked on all kinds of drugs right now? You know?
So it's funny that you say that because there was a time where my mom wanted that for me.
Yeah.
And it's because like I said, I'm so animated. I love being in front of, like, not that I love being in front of the camera, but I like talking.
Right.
Like, and I've been like that since I was a kid, and so does my youngest. He's the same way. And my mom would take me. I was in modeling. I was in pageants. I was like, I have the whole like Miss America wave down, like all of that kind of stuff, you know. And I would go to auditions. My mom would take. I auditioned for McDonald's at one point.
That buzzball's kicking in.
Girl, that buzzball's been kicked in like a long time ago. Let me take another one and we really be talking. But I auditioned for McDonald's, and you know, it was, I didn't put my 100% into it, but I didn't want that. Like, yeah. Because my mom pushed it so much, I didn't want it. Yeah. And so I didn't put like the 100% that I probably could. Like, if I would have tried, like, I probably could have gone further with it. Right. Not saying how far, but yeah, I probably could have went further with it. But it's funny how when you want, like, when you're a kid, you want the opposite of what your parents want. Yeah. And so I didn't pursue it. I didn't push it. But I'm glad, like, I wouldn't have the life that I have now.
Right.
If I had, possibly. I don't know.
It's just scary to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. It's scary.
Yeah.
Especially, and then, yeah, like, going back, just thinking, like, okay, yeah, this is what we want for our kids. We want our kids to be successful. And if they want to be the next, whatever, rapper, singer, actor, actress, model, going into Hollywood and watching, I think because I've gotten so into watching documentaries and seeing like all these stories about these young actors and actresses and celebrities, it's just scary. Uh-oh, did she leave to go get another buzz ball? I'm drinking some water.
You're supposed to keep talking.
I'm drinking some water.
Look at her. She's supposed to carry the show for me while I step away.
I had to drink some water.
I was actually checking to make sure that we didn't lose our TikTok, or the little pop-up thing hadn't popped up yet.
Oh.
Like the hour mark.
Yeah. Has it already been an hour?
No, well, we're at 50 minutes. 51.
Dang.
I know. We've been talking a lot. So I think there's going to be a lot more to come from the Diddy trial.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that's something that we're just going to have to keep revisiting. Kind of like Gypsy, which, by the way, she's
that girl. Okay, yeah, we'll touch back on the Diddy case as the weeks go on. I think he's guilty, but I think he has really good lawyers, and I think he's gonna get away with some stuff. I don't think he's gonna be charged, and this is just me speaking from week one. I don't think he's gonna get charged 100% for what he should be, because again, money talks. So we'll see. We'll see how the weeks go, but I think he is going to get away with a lot of stuff. I think he's going to get away scot-free? No, because then that would be too suspicious.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to get away with a lot of stuff that he shouldn't get away with. That's my prediction of how it's going to end. He's going to be found guilty, but not 100%. He is going to get away with a lot of stuff because
I hope not.
He is who he is, and yeah, he has money. And he has enough money to pay people to shut up. And a lot of people are going to keep their mouths quiet.
So, like I told you, I was watching a lot of TikTok lives about the Diddy trial. And there was people irritate me to no end. Like people on social media, like their comments that they make. But I believe that when people make comments on social media, that is them in their truest form. Because it's social media, and you don't have to put on a front, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, especially when it comes to comments, in specific, being specific. This man said that. So there was a time where Diddy said that he got mad at Cassie because, or she says this, that he got mad at her because she didn't respond in a timely manner to phone calls and text messages.
I've seen that.
And that is what caused one of the episodes where she got, was in DV and all that. There was a man on one of the lives, he was commenting, and he said that all women should respond to their man within 4 minutes. Why he pulled 4 minutes out of this, I don't know, but that's what he said.
Where did you come up with these statistics?
Look, sir, me for one, I will try to answer my text messages and calls if possible.
If possible.
But there are times where, especially during the work week, I'm working. There's times where I am on calls with attorneys, with management, with VPs. Like, I don't know.
All women are non-working women? Because all non-working women, all women that aren't mothers, all women that are not doing nothing but sitting at home?
And not when I'm...
What kind of women?
He said all women should respond to their man within 4 minutes. I'm sorry. No. I will respond. If I can answer at the time, I will answer. If not, you will hear from me when I am able to.
I am notorious for forgetting to respond to people. Like, I'll be sitting here and be like, oh shit, someone texted me. Did I ever respond? And then I'll look and be like, nope, that was like 3 days ago when they text me and I still haven't responded. So to respond to my man in 4 minutes, absolutely fucking not. I work and I'm a mom, and sometimes I lose my phone and I don't know where I put it. So
not you losing your phone.
I do. Speaking of, the other day, my son was calling me, and I think I called him back maybe like 15-20 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I called you. I was like, well, no shit. That's why I'm calling you back. And I was like, I couldn't find my phone. He was like, what do you mean? He's like, I checked your location. You're at home. I said, yeah. I couldn't find my phone. Like, I lost it. It was under the bed. He was like, how did it get there? I was like, I don't know. But
not him checking you like if he was your man.
Girl. This is the life of having boys. Dalen. Okay, so last weekend we went out and hubby was driving home, and then I was in my passenger seat, and I had it laid back because I would sleep on the way home, and I left it like that. Well, I took Dalen to school on Wednesday, so Dalen hadn't been in my car until Wednesday, and so he's getting in the back seat, and the seat's laid back, and he's like, I can't get in because the seat's laid back. He didn't say that. He said, who is sitting here? Why is your seat like this? Who is here? Who is right here? Excuse me, you are 6 years old. Why are you questioning my life? Don't worry about it. And I said, I'll fix it. I said, no, but I was sitting there. He's like, huh? I was like, I'll fix the seat, Dalen. You're asking too many questions at 7 o'clock in the morning about why the fuck my seat is laid back. But who is sitting here? Why is your seat like this? Who did you have in here? Like, the life of boys. The life.
So, I wanted to. Did you see the TikTok about the firefighter?
No. About the firefighter? No.
There was a firefighter.
Uh-oh. I'm scared.
It was his birthday party.
Uh-huh.
Are you sure you didn't see it? Maybe as I'm talking about it and saying it, you'll know what I'm talking about. There was a firefighter. It was his birthday.
Uh-huh.
They threw him this big birthday party. I think it was like his 40th. So they had this big birthday party. During the birthday party, he calls his wife up.
I'm scared.
And he's like, hey, I have this surprise for you. And she's like, oh my gosh, she's like being like all, and so then, he says, I did this once before. Let me see.
I have no idea where this is going.
Let me see your ring. And so she takes off her ring. She's expecting to get like another ring. Maybe everybody's like watching and recording. Like maybe he's gonna upgrade her ring or whatnot.
I have a feeling where this is going.
He gives her a kiss, like a big kiss, and as soon as he's done with the kiss, he points at her and he's like, I fucking know everything. I fucking hate you. You piece of shit. Like, he's calling her every name out of the book.
I haven't seen this video.
I'm going to have to send it to you. So, he basically caught her cheating. He was like, I seen his little business. Like, it's nothing to brag about. And, like, telling her, like, he goes off on her in front of his entire family and hers. And he's like, if you still support her after hearing all of this, get the fuck out of here. And she leaves, her family leaves. They continue the party. He finishes celebrating his birthday party.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
But everybody was like, oh, well, you didn't have to do that in front of everybody, yada, 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 But,
if I get it. I think if I was her family, I think part of me would be upset. But if the shoe were on the other foot, then I would be like, fuck yeah, hell yeah, like supporting her. So you can't necessarily say like you shouldn't have done it like this, because I think, yeah, he should have continued celebrating your birthday, and I'm glad you got that out. you do however you feel like, because she shouldn't have did what she did. You got what you deserve.
100%.
Like, yeah, if I was her family, I would be embarrassed, ashamed, upset, feel sorry for her, but like, dang, he shouldn't have done it like that.
But there was people, there was like different points of view. I'm surprised you haven't seen like,
I haven't.
There was different points of view, but you can hear people saying, "Oh my gosh, he knows." So there was other people that knew.
Wow.
But yeah.
Wow. That is crazy. You know what? Now that we talked about it, it's gonna pop up.
Yeah, it's gonna pop up on your TikTok now.
Okay, let's talk about something really quick.
Okay, go.
Okay, so it was on Facebook. It was posted. See, this is why we can't skip weeks, because there's so many things that we tag each other in.
Oh, I know.
Okay. About the Mother's Day thing. What was it? Is it okay if your man buys his baby mama a Mother's Day gift?
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay. And the reason that I say that is because when me and Paul were not together, he would still get me something from the boys.
Yeah.
I think it's very important for especially boys to see how you treat your baby mama, the mother of your kids, whatever you want to say. Because that's how they're going to grow up,
right?
Treating their spouses, their, exes, whatnot, their kids' mom. It's very important to see for them to see the respect. And I think that's bottom line what it is. It's a matter of respect. Now, if it's like lingerie or something, that obviously is not a Mother's Day gift from the kids.
I was going to say the same thing. Like, I think it's okay, 100%, especially if your kid, boy or girl, says, "Hey, Dad, can we buy Mom something for Mother's Day?" Yeah. But don't go buy her a diamond ring or a Louis V purse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Buy something from the kids for her.
That picture up there that's got the kids' handprints on there.
Yeah.
That was given to me when me and Paul weren't together.
Yeah, and even if it's something from him, even a simple acknowledgement like, "Hey, happy Mother's Day. Thanks for being a great mom to our kid, our kids." That's fine too, but I think if we're together and you're buying her $1,000 gift from you, then that's an issue. You know, but buying or acknowledging her as a mom and whole, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, even if you don't, cool, but yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with buying the mother of your kid. If she's a mom, if she's a good mom and she's a good like, sure, if your kid, that's what your kid wants, then do it. And like, yeah, even if your kid doesn't bring it up, why not offer, "Hey, you want to get your mom something for Mother's Day?" I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
But that was a big old thing on Facebook that everybody talked about. I think the comments were almost 50-50. Most people said yeah.
There were a few. If you're not okay with it, it's more of an insecurity thing.
Yeah, it's a you problem.
Yeah. 100%.
And if your man makes you feel insecure, then that's a situation y'all need to handle.
Y'all problem. Yeah, need to fix.
Y'all need to fix that.
So I have a couple of Reddits I want to go through. I'm gonna read this, and then
are these am I the asshole?
These are. It's kind of a mixture. This one is am I the asshole?
Okay.
Am I the asshole? I have been friends with my friend our whole lives. We're extremely close, maybe even unhealthily so. A few months ago, she started dating Mark, but I never liked him because he cheated on his ex with my friend. When she wasn't around, he'd act creepy.
Wait, repeat that last sentence. You never liked him. Why?
Because he cheated on his ex with
okay.
So with her friend now that he's with.
Okay, gotcha.
Gotcha? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When she wasn't around, he'd act creepy with other girls. I told her and even showed her pictures, but he always manipulated her and talked his way out of it. I got tired of seeing her being manipulated, so I warned her that I was going to test him. I flirted with him as a setup, and he fell for it. He didn't kiss me, but came very close before I pulled away. She saw it happen and broke up with him the next day. But since then, she's been cold and distant toward me. She told me she feels inferior to me and that Mark might have actually preferred me. Am I the asshole for testing my best friend's boyfriend to prove my point?
I don't think that she's necessarily the asshole, but I don't think I would like.
I don't think you shouldn't have done herself in that situation.
Right? You shouldn't have done that. I look at this point. Either you're gonna believe it or not, and you're gonna find out one way or another. But I do. I can see why she feels like her friend feels like that, because if it was me, a part of me would be like, you wanted to flirt.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
So she's the asshole? I think kind of, because she shouldn't. I don't think she's the asshole. I just don't think she should have put herself into that situation. She should have just let it be.
That's a little weird.
What's gonna happen is gonna come
It'll happen,
in due time.
It'll happen. Don't force it. It'll happen.
So this next one is a text message conversation between a man and his girlfriend. Okay. And she's the one asking, is this weird? So what would you do in this situation?
Okay.
I'm just going to read the text message. This is from him. It says, I know this might sound strange, but I want you to get rid of any underwear, bras, and any form of lingerie you have. I hate the idea that other guys have seen you and used you in them. It bothers me a lot. She says, wait, I can't tell if this is a joke. You want me to throw away my entire drawer? Between my lingerie, sets, bras, and panties, I have at least 1K. No joke. Guys, that stuff is not cheap, just so you know. He says, I know, it sounds intense, but I want you and us to start totally fresh. She says, it's clothing. It doesn't hold any meaning like that to me. Plus, I like my bra sets and I have lots of different designs. I can take you shopping and you can replace and get new stuff. I'll pay for everything. Come on. What would you do?
Do I think it's weird? Yeah. But that's what I was thinking. Exactly what he said. I would need you to replace everything before I threw it away. I'd be like, okay, we're going to go shopping then. And you're going to let me get anything and everything that I want. Is it weird? Yeah. But I mean, if he's willing to pay for it and replace everything.
If a man is willing to pay to replace everything, I'd throw it out. Like, is it a bit weird? I agree. It is. But if you're willing to replace everything, then
let's go.
Let's go.
4, 5, maybe. So okay. I was going to say if you want to record earlier Monday. If not, we can find a time during the week. If not, we'll be back in 2 weeks.
We could probably... Shit, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll figure it out. But I still have things that I want to talk about.
Dropping bombs on me here.
Well, because we were trying to figure out what we were going to do. And then I was like, Dalen's last day of school is this Thursday. So I don't have to worry about coming home and getting him. My
munchkins are out on Tuesday.
Are they?
Yeah.
Nice. I can't wait. Like, I can't wait. But yeah, so I was like, and then, never mind. Look, we're about to go on for a whole another 30 minutes. All right, but anyways, guys, we'll figure it out. We'll be back.
You guys next
week or 2 weeks. We'll see.
Never know with us. Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Bye.